So I looked through all my data and did all kinds of data analytics. I combed through thousands of your comments and found the products that you really loved this year. All of the things that you spent your hard-earned money on. There was a #1 product. This product was the most popular of the year. Can you guess what it was? Happy Feisty Festivus. Merry Christmas to all of you who celebrate. Today we are going to talk about all of the products that you bought this year, all the things that you really thought were worth investing in. I am going to have a very similar video on all the things that disappointed you. It'd be interesting to see which one is more watched. I bet you it's the one with all the things that we were disappointed in. For some reason or another, the worst of always does better than the best of. And then I'll have a video at the end of the year talking about my favorites and the things that I liked the most and the things I liked the least. So let's dive in. Can you tell which product sold more than any other product by like a factor of 5? Like it was completely a landslide. I have it on my eyes right now. It is the Chanel Boutons eyeshadows. Now, the ones that I have on today, I have on the Couture, which is this one, which is the nice browns. And then I have on the Stellaire. These are the two favorites that I have. And what I did is I used this shade here from the Boutons Couture and put that in the crease and like really blew it out to get like a very diffused look. And then I used the silver from the Stellaire, which is one of my favorite shades of all time, all over the lid and into the crease. So made it just really a blended look. And I have to say, like, it's one of my favorite looks, not just from this year, from like any year. But you guys turned out in force to pick up the Boutons collection. Thank you for being such an engaged community. I love this community for many things and many reasons. But when you guys love something, you love it 110%, which I appreciate because I am also as you know, a Chanel lover. So the second was when it comes to eyeshadows, it was the Byredo, the Bibliophile. But I have some thoughts about that one that I'm going to talk about in the other video as well. And then the Yves Saint Laurent mini clutch palettes. So I don't have, specific data on which Yves Saint Laurents or which Boutons you were interested in because, you may have bought the Couture, you may have bought the Stellaire, you may have bought one of the other two. You may have bought all 4. But I do know that the Boutons collection was extremely popular, and I definitely understand why. Those two are my favorites. They will probably end up in the favorites video that I do at the end of the year. Interestingly enough, eyeshadows were the biggest product of interest this year for you all. You bought a lot of eyeshadow, which I think is going to be a very good thing for 2026 because everything that I read and everything that I see says that eyeshadows are back in a big way for 2026, which I really hope because I love eyeshadows. I mean, I don't really want us to go back, and this is just me, I don't really want us to go back to those huge, massive palettes. I always thought they were too much. But, a good sized palette like the Byredo big palettes, I really love those mid-size. And I think, a good 5-pan or 6-pan palette with really great shades in it, I love that. And I love color and I love pigment. So I'm hoping we get back to a little bit more in 2026. And although the Chanel Boutons was the winner by far, like it was the product that you guys bought more than any other and talked about more than any other. But there were a number of other products that I would say made the top 10 list. So let's get into it. By lipstick, it was still Chanel. Chanel is the #1 out there. And interestingly enough, it was the love for the 31 Le Rouge. So the Le Rouge is an incredible formula. Of course, it comes in this beautiful glass case, which is, my understanding is it's a Japanese glass case that I have yet to break, which is saying something, guys, because things like pop out of my hands. I don't know. Seriously, it's like I had it and then I don't. The formula is outstanding. Now, this is one of their few sparkly shades, shimmery shades. It is actually a beautiful shade with some type of liner. I don't love it by itself, but with something else, it's extremely nice. And I do think that the newer shades that Chanel has come out with recently are great. I think there's some really good, more nude, pinky nude kind of shades. I would also say that the matte formula is just as good as the satin formula. In fact, the matte formula might even be a little bit better. It depends on, you know, how you categorize these things, but it's a beautiful formula. I mean, it stays on, it looks great. It's very creamy. I never have problems with it. It's very comfortable, all of those things. It's also very spendy. It's very, very pricey. In my opinion, if you do a head-to-head between the Louis Vuitton and the Chanel, I think the Louis Vuitton formula is actually a little bit better, but I've only really worn a few shades of Louis Vuitton. I've tried a lot more of the Rouge 31 Chanel's. So, you know, I think it's extremely close. I don't really think you can go wrong with either one. But interestingly enough, you talked about the Chanel 31s ad nauseum. Very few of you mentioned the Louis Vuittons. So I don't know if it was the price point, because the original price point of the lipstick is quite expensive, although so is the Chanel, or it's just a love for Chanel, which again, I totally understand. But the formula is beautiful, and I, you know, would say there's numerous shades for you guys to be interested in. The matte formula is exceptional. Probably my favorite matte formula that I, like matte, not velvet matte, not, you know, it's my favorite matte formula that I've used. And the satin, stunning. There's sort of a cult favorite, so if you'll say the number 2 in the lipstick category, and that's the Chantecaille. That's the Chantecaille Lip Chic, which I think is really interesting because I've been a fan of the Lip Chic forever. I've talked about the Chantecaille Lip Chics since the channel started, and they're an incredibly easy to use product. They're very glossy, they have some pigment to them, they come in lots of different shades, they have, you know, different ones for different seasons, and they're beautiful. Like they're kind of the ones that started me on my whole very expensive, very bougie, glossy lip. I can't say anything bad about them. They're excellent. I mean, well, they're again, they're pricey, but we're talking luxury here, guys. That's just comes with it. You guys loved them though. You talked about them all the time. The shades that you particularly pointed out were Ginger Lily and Patience. Those came up more than any other shade, which is kind of interesting. I have both. I have like, I don't know how many shades. I think I've lost how many shades I have. If you're interested in me doing a lip swatch of all my lip cheeks from Chantecaille, let me know and I will do it, but only for you guys. Okay, the artisan pick would be Lisa Eldridge. Lisa Eldridge, I think it's really, really interesting that all my data showed that once you tried her lipsticks, you bought more of them. And this is true for all of the Lisa Eldridge formulas, from the matte to the satins to the, she has these like glossy balm ones. She has these sheer, I forget what she calls them. I'll put the right names down below, but they're not the brand that you like as a group go, oh, I must buy that. But once you try Lisa Eldridge, you buy more. So I would say those top 3 are, you know, pretty entrenched with all of you guys. Blushes. Again, really interesting from all the data analytics. We have the Dior versus the Saint Laurent. Rosy Glow Pink in Dior versus the Saint Laurent blush powder, just in practically any color. And today I have on the Saint Laurent because that one was purchased more often than any other product in the blush category. So this is shade 42. This is the very pink, very, very, very pink shade. And it almost has like a little bit of a lavender cast to it. It's not lavender like the lavender one, but it's definitely that bright pink, which of course is very similar to the Dior bright pink that originally came out and now has been reintroduced. So I think, you know, that's the other shade that you guys were trying to compare it to. I would guess, and I can't tell this from the data, so I'd love to hear your thoughts, that the reason you went with the Saint Laurent more than the Dior, there were 2 reasons. One, the price point. The Saint Laurent is much cheaper than the Dior. And 2, the customer service at Dior is lacking, right? And Saint Laurent, you can purchase at practically, I mean, pretty much any retailer, including like Macy's had them and had them on sale many times this year. And so I feel like, you know, a lot of times Dior will only have it on the Dior site for quite some time, like certain colors, certain shades, and then they'll show up at Sephora or whatever, Nordstrom. But, you know, I think those two factors might have something to do with it. And then Clean Luxury was definitely Westman. Westman by far. Baby Cheeks. Mimi was our community's most purchased shade. It's a great shade. I think this was limited edition for some time, and then I don't remember when it became. Anyway, it's a pinky brown. It's a really great shade. I mean, it goes not with everyone, but a lot of people can wear it. So it's, you know, it's a really good shade. The thing I would say about the Westman is extremely expensive. You know, we're all talking luxury here, so all these things are pricey. But the Westman is extremely, extremely expensive for what it is. But there's a couple things. One, the Clean Luxury. Two, the way the products are made. Three, this particular blush, because it has that clay in it, that kaolin clay, but in a way that it does not bother people like myself that have dry skin, but also works for people who have oilier skin. A lot of times these types of cheek sticks will be problematic for people who have oily skin. This one is not. This one works, I have to say, well on every single person I've ever seen it on. So it is definitely an investment, but this is one I have to say, the Westman cheek sticks, they're worth it. The surprise, although I don't think of it as a surprise, but the surprise outlier would be the Sicily. The Orchid, the Sicilia Orchid blush. The surprise is just that it's a very expensive blush, right? It is, it's more than $100 for that blush. I have all three shades of it, the rose, the peach, and it's like a brownish, I forget what the name is. That particular blush is so excellent, and honestly, one of the few blushes that or even products that I feel got the mixed media right. There's like a highlight in there, there's different colors of blush, and when you put that on your skin looks radiant, you look better, you look healthier. It's a great product, and I have never seen it look cakey or drying or patchy, or, I mean, it's just perfect. And I really haven't seen that with any other mixed media product, like that has a highlighter and a blush and, you know, that kind of thing. Nobody does it like Sicily. So that blush, it just surprised me just because I don't talk about it that often. I had one dedicated Sicily video. I think I only had one dedicated Sicily video, but it does tell me that I should talk about Sicily more because they're worth it. Some of the comments about Chanel and the fact that Chanel was the absolute authority to all you guys. Chanel and Lancome come to mind. My favorite lipstick is the Chanel 31 La Rouge. It feels like an heirloom. Totally agree. Favorite blush is Chanel Rose Radiant. I'm obviously a rose person. Chanel is my favorite brand for lipsticks and just overall. Thank you for a great video. Chantecaille, the quality favorite. Currently my favorite is Chantecaille Cheek Gelée in Euphoric. Quick, easy, and long lasting. Chantecaille Lip Chic in Ginger Lily and Patience were shades I used most in 2025. Thanks for all you do. I love Happy Gel Blush from Chantecaille, which is my favorite brand overall. Lisa Eldridge. Lisa Eldridge is my fave. Such good nuanced colors. My favorite lipstick is the new Lisa Eldridge Holiday Pink Shimmer one, which I did not get, guys. I need to try that. Saint Laurent, the Buildable Beauty. My current favorite blush in Saint Laurent is Spicy Berry, the only plum berry that doesn't turn radioactive magenta on my light olive skin. I love that. Westman. My favorite Black Friday purchase is the Westman Atelier Petite Brush Set that I've been wanting since last year's sale. I finally went for it. Congratulations. I hope you're continuing to love it. I would say, as a whole, you all prioritize the formula longevity and the quality of a product far more than any trend or TikTok video, which is great to hear, because I really feel like, you know, if you're spending money on these types of products, it should be because you feel like they are quality products that work well for you, that do what you want them to do. And here I do talk about luxury. And when I say luxury, I'm talking things that work for you, things that make your life easier. As Coco Chanel would say, luxury is feeling comfortable. Luxury is making you feel like the best you can feel. And that's what I believe in, and that's what I talk about when I talk about luxury. So it sounds like you all agree. There was definitely a Nordstrom effect. Now, I don't know if this is from the Nordstrom sale, specifically kind of leaning on that, or just that Nordstrom had better deals this year, but you guys shopped Nordstrom a lot. You love your Nordstrom, which I do too. I think Nordstrom has earned a special place in retail establishments because of their customer service, their willingness to take returns in a reasonable manner where other retailers have you know, let's face it, drawn back on that type of stuff. And they've had a lot of great collections. That's not going to stop in January, guys. I have some insights on what's coming in January, and I'll talk about it on my live at the end of the month. There's some good stuff coming to Nordstrom. And if you're a Nordstrom person and you know, collect notes and do all that kind of stuff, I totally get waiting for the product to come there because it just makes sense. Now, to mention the products that are kind of like up and coming. So we have a couple of different products that came up as like the most purchased. Don't necessarily have to do with my recommendations, but across YouTube, these are products that you guys are picking up. Makeup Forever, the artist color pencils. I did talk about these during the Sephora sale. They are excellent. Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencils. I have not used those. Should I be using them? Should I be trying them? The Sarah Creel Eyes Up Creamy Longwear Eyeliner. I love them. I'm using them. I have the black on today, one of my favorite new products from 2025. They are back in stock on Sarah Creel, not all shades. Hopefully they'll be back online for other retailers very soon. Bronzers. There were a couple of bronzers, and this really surprised me, actually. I was really surprised at the bronzers that they were most popular. The Dior Forever Nude Bronze Powder, which I get, because I have like the old one. It's basically the same as the new one. The Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder, lighting bronzer. The Laura Mercier Bronze Color Infusion, which I really liked in the lightest shade, but I didn't talk about it a ton, and you guys really loved that one. And then the CL Sculpt and Protect, which I did talk about a lot and love the CL products. I have a CL product on today. I'll talk about in a sec. And so that's a brand that I think is definitely an up-and-comer, the CL, because that's one that I think has definitely got that luxury feel to it, or it's definitely high-end and a beautiful, beautiful product. For foundations, the Tier Mask Red Cushion Foundation. Now, this is across YouTube. This is not TikTok, guys, so really interesting. Natasha Denona, House Labs, and the CL Tint and Protect. Now, I have the CL on today. I have to tell you guys, this is an excellent product. I've talked about this numerous times. This is the Tint and Protect SPF 50. It's extremely good. It's a serum foundation. I have it in 02 Fair. It's got almost a medium coverage to it. So it has more coverage if you're looking for more coverage than the Victoria Beckham or, you know, other products like that. It is a serum foundation, so it's good for your skin. It is great for more mature skin. It's an excellent product. And again, CL is one of those brands that I will start incorporating more as we go forward, because that's one that I think a lot of you guys are really interested in. When it comes to shadows, eyeshadows, MAC continues to be a really popular one. Chanel, which of course we know. Something called Half Magic, which I have never heard of. So you guys tell me. And then Merit, which, you know, I love Merit. Merit's one of my favorites. And then another brand that has started to come up a little bit is Make. And this is a brand that I have started to talk about. I will talk about more in 2026. I love their eyeshadows. I love their products. I think they make just exceptionally good products. And if you haven't tried the Make eyeshadows, I really strongly suggest that you do. I've done numerous videos with them. They are impactful. They are not subtle eyeshadows, but they are absolutely beautiful and definitely worth picking up. Lipsticks. We have MAC, which again does not surprise me. L'Oreal, Maybelline, Revlon. So these are products that are more drugstore, generally not things that I talk about. But the other products are Dior, the Forever limited edition, the sequin lips, which I've talked about. They are great. If you haven't picked up any of the sequin lip products, I would strongly encourage you to do so. They are really good. They give you a long lasting lip with a little bit of sparkle. It's not too much. And honestly, I feel like there's some comfort there. Like, it's not super drying. I'm not saying it's a super moisturizing lipstick. I'm just saying it's not a super drying lipstick. So it's worth taking a look at. And then, interestingly enough, a brand that I have used is Finding Ferdinand. And I have it on today because I wanted to show you just a combination that I've been wearing quite a bit. This is their lip liner. And this is in shade Rosewood, and I have it on. It's similar to Riri from Fenty, and it's a really good, like, rosy brown shade. Excellent rosewood. It's a great rosewood shade. I should just go with the name. That would be smarter. And then they have numerous lip products. Now, the one that they're most, quote, famous for, and the one that has been doing very well lately, is the black chocolate bomb. And this looks black. It's kind of like Black Honey from Clinique, but you get this purpley shade and it's really beautiful. And it's what I have on my lips right now. It's just a great, great combination. It's very comfortable. The Finding Ferdinand brand is a, niche brand, but I feel like the products are excellent and there's a quality to them that impresses me. And obviously a lot of you, because you guys are buying it. There's another balm called Photo Shoot Red, which is the perfect red if you're looking for something sheer. It's a great red. It works on practically everyone because, again, of the sheerness of the balm. And if you like more of like a purpley, but not as deep as the black chocolate, so you can see the comparisons here. This is the black chocolate, which I have on now. You can get Lucky Cat, which is like this pink sparkly one in the middle. They're all really good. So these are all balms. They're delicious balms. The lipsticks look like this. They have the green Finding Ferdinand on the top. They snap into place. And those are the 3 balms that I have. The Photo Shoot Red is a really underrated, I know it's very popular with like the online crowd, but I think it's one that people miss. And then they just sent me the lip gloss. I have not tried this yet, guys. I thought today I would try it for all of you. This is the black. This has been very popular across YouTube. Here we go. Oh, I can see why. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous shade. It's like the black balm, but it has an excellent balm. It has an excellent gloss to it. It's not too sticky. It's really nice. No scent. I don't detect any perfume or anything like that. It's not stingy. It doesn't have any, all the good stingy stuff. Yeah, it's just a really nice, beautiful, that's a great shade. That is a fantastic shade. Love that. Those are some of the up and coming brands that are sort of moving into this high-end luxury-esque market. So what was the one product you bought because of this channel? Something that I recommended, something that I talked about, or something one of the community talked about in one of the Discord posts. I would love to hear. If you haven't joined the basically 12 days of giveaways, because it's probably going to be around 12 gifts at this point, make sure you enter now. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, every video in the month of December has a giveaway attached to it. And this video, all you have to do is answer the question that I just asked, which is, which product did you try because of this channel, this community, things that we talked about this year that you wouldn't have tried necessarily if it wasn't for us talking about it. Put it in the comments down below. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you hype, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I will be doing the live giveaways at the end of the month. It should be the 30th. There'll be a notification up very, very soon. And do not worry, you do not have to be on the live to win. I will be picking names out of hats. You'll see all the details and very, very soon, I promise. The holidays get a little hectic, and if you haven't watched before, you would know I had bronchitis, and then my dog Ellie had ACL surgery. So on top of the regular holiday stuff, there's just been more. So I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it. I hope to see you in another video really soon.